Good morning and welcome to my first tutorial. I'm going to try and show you how to create a custom Twitter background using Photoshop. The current version I'm using is CS4, but obviously any version of Photoshop should be able to produce this work. Now firstly, size. This is the most important thing, despite what people tell you. Now, the image size we've got here is the width is 1280 pixels. The height is 1040 pixels, and we have the resolution at 300. We can adjust that later because the file size will be too large for Twitter, but it allows us to work on the imagery and get it just right. So once you have those sizes, click OK. Then you want your guidelines. Extremely important here within Twitter. Far too many people have things hidden behind the center Twitter console, or whatever you like to call it. Now, for example, your logo is extremely important to you, your clients. You know, you work hard on this. Now, we always put this the top left. Is pretty much where the eye starts when you land on Twitter anyway. Now, we've got this, the first guideline, at 67 pixels. So remember that, 67 pixels. Now, you can do it at 65, even 60. We find this comes just underneath the line at the top of Twitter, but it also, we don't want it too high, too low, or anything like that. It depends on people's viewing, but this seems to work the best so far. Then we have obviously the window of which you can advertise your services in, create your call to actions, promote yourself. Nothing wrong with self-promotion. Now if you look at the top left, we have the first one at 15 pixels. That's 15 pixels inwards. And the other side of the border here, we have at 220 and a bit. So without splitting straws, you can put that 220 or 221. But remember, you don't want to bleed too far out of these. A bit of trial and error might be needed. The bottom of it, we find going any lower than this, and you're starting to lose off people's pages again down to their viewing. Now we have this set at 667 pixels, and that's also the same for the other side. The same bar will work both ends. Now, on the right hand side, a lot of people leave this as white space, but I think it's a complete waste. Design does matter, so let's pop something else in there. Maybe an image, maybe one of your products, some photos, anything, but just don't leave it blank. Again, we're stuck by this bottom line. Don't go below it. You can stay as high above it as you want. But we have the edges here just a little bit different. The first side, the left side, should we say, is at 1100 pixels. And on the right side, we've got 1255 pixels. Now, if you work within those spaces, then you're certainly going to be viewed by most of the people. And it's all about getting the 51% or more. Now, this is only a quick tutorial. I shall put the file up, a PSD file, but I shall put it at a larger size, but just please readjust it to the, as I said, 1280 by 1040 when you work on it. I shall put it underneath this video, so please feel free to download it. And that's about it. Thank you for watching my first tutorial. I hope to do many more and probably not stutter so much. Thank you very much. Goodbye.